Chapter 22. I spend much of the next hour down on the family dock. I find several lemons on the boats, but my mind is not on the hunt. I kept replaying what happened. Was that first kiss just a moment of impulse on Pep's part? A boy and a girl in the moonlight, the surf crashing below them? Or does he like me because he thinks I am clever and impressive? He used those words. What else did he say? You're like a girl from a movie. Good luck, beautiful Carrie. But he talked like the kisses were sort of a joke, merely something fun to do, so as not to waste the beauty of the evening and the drama of the landscape. And he left in search of lemons. There was a look in his eyes before he kissed me, the feel of his mouth on mine, the whiff of seawater in his hair. I'm sitting on the edge of the dock when I hear the bell ring. Tipper wants us all to return at the sound of it. The lemon hunt is over. As everyone clusters on the Claremont lawn, Harris announces that it's time for prizes. Tipper stands by his side for a game show assistant. Tompkin wins for the lime, of course. The gift is a cube kite, 3 cubes attached to one another, a bright red bit of geometry to fling into the sky. Then people begin counting up their lemons. Piff arrives last from the reckoning, lemons bulging comedically in his front and back pockets and held in his hands. I lost my basket, he announces, kneeling dramatically at my mom's feet. I suspect it was stolen by one of these weenies. He gestures at Major and George. Sorry, one of these buttholes. Tipper laughs. Anyway, it was stolen with 2 lemons in it, I might add. But nonetheless, I persevered, and now, my lady, I present you with... He begins taking lemons from his pockets, laying them all over the grass. 20 lemons. He wins, beating Bess and Aaron, who were tied with 15 each. My mother presents Piff with a $100 gift certificate to the Edgartown bookshop. Dessert is lemon mousse topped with fluff blobs of whipping cream and rich lemon pound cake soaked in lemon syrup. I hope Piff will come over to me. I want to go to him. I can sense him everywhere he goes, talking with my father, horsing around with George and Major, pouring himself lemonade. Hold on. All right. I sense him everywhere he goes, talking to my father, horsing around with George and Major, pouring himself lemonade. People bring their dessert plates to the picnic table, to the picnic blankets. Bess puts Madonna on the stereo. Where's the party? True Blue, La Isla Bonita? What? English. Spanish? I want to talk to Penny to tell her about the kissing with Piff, but she and Aaron have claimed the tire swing and don't seem easy to interrupt. Yardley is helping her brother put together his kite, so I am alone with my new experience, the secret of what happened on the walkway. In the moonlight, Piff, Major, and George settled themselves on a blanket. Plates full of cake. I choose a blanket near them, stretching myself out and staring at the stars. You have to play tennis, Piff is saying to Major, because George will beat me consistently, and that's no fun. I need someone at my level. I'm cold. I'm not that vigorous, says Major. I didn't come to this island to exert myself. Tennis is not exertion. It's a game, argues Piff. I exert myself when I play tennis, George tells Piff. That's why I'm so much better than you. Look at all this peer pressure, says Major. Play Yardley or one of her cousins, Piff. I'm sure they all play. Yeah, but I have dreams of manly comradeship and competition and stuff, says Piff. Oh, God, save me, says Major. Well, I just remembered I didn't bring my racket, says Piff. They have spares, says George. Also, no socks, says Piff. I'm realizing, and I think no underwear. Ugh, says George. I packed in a rush, but you've been at my house for nearly a week, says George. That's where my socks and underwear are, in that bottom shelf thingy in your guest room. You left all your under things for my mom to find? Not on purpose, Piff laughs. Oh, God, I need to get underwear somehow. You can wash it, says Major. There's a machine in the cottage, but what if I forget one night, says Pip. What if I forget, and then I have only used underwear to wear? Tipper will know. She will, says Major. She'll smell me, says Pip, still laughing. Or even if she doesn't smell me, she'll have like a second sense that I'm a filthy creep who doesn't belong in her island. I see my chance and take it. I could bring you to Edgartown, I call over. Solve all your problems. Oh no, Pip clutches George comedically. Carrie was eavesdropping. You were talking loudly about your underwear in my immediate vicinity, I say. Is Edgartown where the bookstore is? Asked Pip, where I have my gift card I got from the Lemon God. For being a lemon god. There are a lot of shops. Yeah, okay. Can we go tomorrow? I sit up. Sure. What time is good? 11, I tell him. Meet me at the dock. Meet me on the dock. Pip stands. I'll be there. He picks up a mallet from the lawn. Now I'm gonna make Major play cricket. Fuck me, god damn it. Since he won't play tennis, I'll play cricket, says Major. Cricket doesn't make me sweat, so it is in line with my leisure agenda. I lay back and look at the stars again. What a magical boy, a boy with lemons in his pocket, a boy in flip-flops who needs a haircut, who says butthole to my mother, to her correct for the rudeness of saying weenies, a college boy, or a nearly college boy, who kissed me tonight, and might kiss me again. We're going for a boat ride. Most everyone has left the lawn, and I am heading back into the house when I spot my father down at the end of the dock. He's with the dogs, Wharton, McCartney, Albert, and Uncle Dean's lab. Ripacheek. He's bent over, doing something in the moonlight, wearing a dark sweater over his white clothes. I turn and head down there. I haven't forgotten the photograph in my mother's jewelry drawer, and it is rare to get him alone. I want to ask him about it. He's pulling up a loose board. Needs repair, Harris says when I get close. This thing has rusty nails sticking out of it. He sets the board down on the edge of the dock. I'm sure it's not the only one. I should probably have the whole thing looked at. I'm not interested in his real estate maintenance, but I glance at the old board in pretense. It's warped, I say. There are lots like that. The storm we had this spring really did a number on the island. Harris sits down in one of the two Adirondack chairs we have stationed on the dock. His glass of whiskey, ice melted, rests on one arm. Did you have fun tonight? I did. Your mother got cross with me because I didn't hunt. I nod. It's a typical dynamic between the two of them. She wants all her work to be appreciated with full participation. I appreciate it. I just don't need to look for lemons like a schoolboy. He chuckles. Dean went all out hunting. He's kissing up to her after bringing all these guests. Is she going to forgive him? Dean does whatever he wants in the moment and charms people later. That's his modus operandi, says my father. They always forgive him. Albert comes up with a tennis ball in his mouth and drops it. Oh, you beasties, Harris says to the dogs. He stands up again with the ball. You ready? They are. He winds up, pretending to throw it, laugh at their confusion, then he really throws it, and all four dogs hurl themselves into the ocean, paddling urgency toward the ball. Harris looks at me. They're indefatigable. He says, it never ceases to amaze. The dogs come out, and he throws the tennis ball again. Can I ask you a question? I say. You may. He winks to take the edge off, correcting my grammar. I planned to ask him about the photograph, but I stopped myself before the words came out. To ask will be to force Harris into a vulnerable position. Your wife has a secret. If he knows she keeps the photo, I can't imagine he's happy about it, whether it's Uncle Chris or an old boyfriend. And if he doesn't know she keeps it, he'll hate that he didn't know. Either way, he'll lash out. Press my lips together. Never mind, I tell him. Drop it, Harris says to Albert, who has come up the ramp with a tennis ball. Hold on.